Matthew 25:14-30 tells of a story of a man who's going on a journey. Before leaving, he entrusted his properties to his 3 servants and gave them talents according to their abilities. Upon returning, the master asked what they did with the talents. 2 of the servants happily reported that the talents were doubled. The last one came back and presented the same talent given to him. My name's Angel Ascuna Cullera and welcome to In Harmony. Today's story is about nurturing the passion and dedicating one's talents to transforming the lives of others and effecting a positive change in the society. Here's the dedicated and passionate cultural advocates, Mr. Ryan Casino and Hobart Savior. For most of us, decision that we make matters especially when we don't have the control to whatever happens in our life. But we do have a choice on how we cope with all the struggles. Transformation is an epitome on how we change and become a better version of our original self. It may consider a journey of discovery. Our story today centers the life of a dedicated man who went against all odds but transformed himself from scratch and now into a special piece of artwork. In times of his struggles, he used art as a foundation towards the path of artistic enlightenment.
My story began sa akong journey when I started sa high school, actually 3rd year high school, and then that was the time nga I was so lost sa akong self. Okay, of course, napod me family problem like nagbulag akong parents. And then suddenly I was clueless at the time, so I was involved into gangs. I have been a heavy consumer of alcohol.
Wow.
Tapos I have vices nga dili na ko ipakita sa parent at that time, which dito mo ko nagpuyo sa akong mom. So basically, I was sa kung tanaw nimo sa morning, okay kayo, but in the evening daghan kay mga side plans.
Mga kabisihan nila.
Yes,
We have other preoccupation.
And then aside from that, I was also involved into gangs.
Wow.
So mo to siya nga ang ako situation nagka-worse until na-kick out gid ko sa akong school. Basically, I was into drugs also. And then wake up na lang ko every morning, and then ang akong i-look forward is the next high. There were instances nga makatulog ko sa Divisoria Park, and then pag mata wala na ko sapatos. May nga no.
Wow.
Sa kahubog.
Serious?
Yes. And there was a time also nga nakatulog gid ko sa park, and then nagid ko sa Pabayo Cross Taal, and then pag matanda dagan na kay jeep. Ang akong high school was a bad decision kay I was just kanang ang ako lang self ang akong gilantaw nga kanang mahubog lang ko.
With all the distress he encountered, he never let his situation to stagnate. Rather, he chose to move forward and utter self-transformation.
So basically, and then I realized nga kanang second year pa akong standing sa college after 8 years.
Wow.
So moto nga I told myself nga I might as well stop and pursue being an artist. Kay I cannot find myself man sad gyud working in an office situation where I stand firm on my decision, saying if I will choose art as a profession, then I will eat on its labor. Mura gingana ba? So diri gid ko maningkamot, diri pod gid ko mukaon. So moto nga I struggled. And during that struggle, there were times good nga wa gid ko kaon.
Wow.
Kaya I became independent.
It's like really proving to your mom.
Yes,
na,
proving to myself also. Nga na ba? And proving to the community.
During his race in pursuing his passion in arts, Ryan experienced an inner conflict. He started to think highly of himself. The start of his transformation was challenged on how he will stand and cope up with his downfall.
Niabot pagid ko sa pinaka-low part nga moingon na gid ko nga mumata ko nga wala na gid ko future bitaw nga kanang I know nga yes tapos makita na ako nga unsa pa may purpose gid na ako nga and then ang akong purpose is to get drunk. Even art is not a comfort anymore, di ba? Mura kanang even my expression is not a comfort anymore. And then my intellectual discussions are di ba murag ka ng blabber na lang ba murag
for the sake
na lang murag
meal talking.
Yeah, so kanang magtapok na lang mo mag-inom and then intellectually magstorya but wala din mahitabo di ba and then it becomes routinary that it becomes so boring and I just give up on life and then
But what made you change?
And then I called on to Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Yes, kay I realized na kanang my life is going downhill.
In his way of showing the essence of art in Cagayan de Oro, a special kid who appreciated his craft became the first recipient of his organization, which he called as Dere Jose Initiative Incorporated. Casino became the paintbrush of every recipient of his organization, an essential symbol that adds eloquent touch to bring the painting into life. Why is it called as Dere Jose?
It is Dere is a Bisaya word for here,
Okay.
and Jose is a Manubo word for friend. So
okay.
here friend. So basically, ako pod I'm heavily connected po sa indigenous people sa Bukidnon and
But
Mindanao.
You are part of the tribal
Yes, I was adopted
okay.
by the Tiguanan tribe way in 2004, I think. Yes.
Was it also because of the art that you do that they adopted you?
That was during my gypsy days. Nga kanang I was a nomad searching. So dagan kay ko a lot of people I have encountered and then I appreciated each one of them.
Pero like the objective of the organization was to help these kids in the street para ma-guidan sila. Was it also because of the experience that you have?
Of course.
And you don't want them to experience like
yes,
what you have?
ang objective yun is kanang ako I believe nga everyone is talented. Everyone has talents. So kinahanglan lang gid siya mapagawas and then these young people nga nasa streets, they are struggling para sa ilang self. So i-hone lang ang ilang skills and then collectively maka-create ang impact. And then with mentoring and guidance nga ang among kwan is you can have long hair, you can have tattoos if you want.
The artist image that you want to have.
But of course, not having the attitude nga stereotyping ba kay when people makakita sa mo long hair ka, tattoo ka, they think that you're a drug addict already, di ba? Kanang murag kuan ba. So ako gaingon gid ko nga we can be kanang
you can express
yourself. We can express ourselves. And then we can make the community proud of ourselves nga dili ta basagolero, dili ta palahubog, dili ta drug addict, but we are change makers nga giving our art back to the community. So that was the essence with ato nga kuan. And then kanang ang mga marginalized kids nga wala opportunity will be mentored to the kuan. And then with my experience mo like ito nga I have to remind them nga you don't need drugs nga ma-creative mo, you don't need alcohol nga ma-creative mo. You just need yourself, believe in yourself.
The passion in you.
Hope for for yourself nga namoy good future. And then of course we have to touch base with God. Kay mo gyud ang pinaka
provider, the creator.
Yes, ang pinaka nilugdangan ba or
Gani.
so
Sir
pinaka
Ryan,
roots, yes.
Oo. Like apart from your before ta mo move into your other organizations, engagements kita. Kan magyud kay kag engagements, diba? Isa your Diri Jose organization also garnered an award.
Yes.
From it's one of the 10 accomplished youth organizations in 2009 and 2012.
So basically, after na mo na create ang Diri Jose, we joined this contest from the British Council, I Am a Changemaker in 2008, which na-recognize po. So nakaadto gid mig Manila to kanang i-panel judge ang among organization. And then it won as the first gyud atong contest. So that was the start yun atong career. And then the seed money nga ilang gihatag, we started to create an artist hub nga dito po nag-gather ang mga local artists, mga dreadlocks as I've said, long-haired, mga tattooed people. And then we were there hanging out, having clean fun, dili mag-inom, and then of course values formation, basa mi sa Bible. And then in 2009 we won the Tayo Awards. Nahimo lang mi finalist, but we were top 20 at the time, which an award given to youth organizations all over the country. Yes. And in 2012 again, we were chosen and we won as the grand finals na gyud sa 10 accomplished youth organization. Yes. So
that's Diri Jose gyapon.
Yes, Diri Jose. And then moto of course na po yung mga minor awards. Yes.
So recognitions na mura bitaw the reward of what you have.
Yes, actually ang recognition is just a byproduct of the things nga mag-game ba, but ang pinaka ang satisfaction, ang kuan gyud happiness is being with the community.
But despite the good intention of uplifting the community through the work of art, critiques and misconceptions exist which readily tries to drip him down. But he attributes to continue what he have started and stand on what he believes in.
How I deal with haters and bashers is that I just have to continue what I believe in, and I believe that there's still a lot of people nga i-help. There are still a lot of young people out there nga who have been like my situation before nga kanang struggle. Tapos I just believe nga these are the people nga I will focus my energy into rather than focus on the haters and then I cannot please everybody.
Let's talk about your Artsville that we are here on.
Yes.
Okay, so like when was this started and what is this all about?
This is an answered prayer actually. So we were here 2011 and amo gyud gi-occupy 2012. So we had an artist hub in Nazareth back then. Gikan sa seed money sa among nadaog sa British Council. So we rent an art space, a small art space in Nazareth, and then we're paying it at 7,000, but it gets kanang bugat na gid kaayo kay like 7,000 a month is 7,000 a month. And wala biya may kanang steady income kay aside it's a non-profit, non-stock organization, it is also a kanang development organization nga bisan kami dili pa pod ko prepare sa enterprise aspect ba. So we prayed for a space, and then
So this was given sa inyo, ha?
Yes.
Wow.
And then philanthropist
Who believes in you?
yeah, so believe in us, let us use this space. Actually, wala ni siya gihatag, but he lets us use the space.
Okay.
And then he put a structure. So this structure and morning namin diri, and we're not
This is
paying
for-
rent, we're not paying water, we're not paying electricity. Basically, it's a blessing for us also.
Wow. So it's like the place that you had in Nazareth is transferred here.
And it's much bigger.
Yeah. And artists can come here.
Yes.
You do lessons also here?
We do trainings actually. We train mga performance art, fire dance, percussion, music, visual arts. We do a lot of visual arts.
You mentioned about fire dancers, percussion artists. Those are part of your.
Yes.
They are part of your Pray CdeO.
Yes. Ang amo is kanang as I've mentioned, naman tay skill tanan, we just have to develop it. So we have to find asa ka nga area capable, so i-develop ka namo dito area
into a productive member
yes,
of our
a productive
society.
member. And kuan pa nimo, mahatag pa nimo imong art as a blessing to other people, so people can be entertained and diba, like Filipinos are excelling all over the world, diba, like X Factor, those things, and
we have this pool of talents here in Cagayan.
Yes. So who knows
5 years from now, short lang sa siya nga panlantaw, how do you see yourself or Pray CdeO?
Well, I believe nga Pray CdeO this is ako gyud mingon gyud ko nga this is not mine, this is founded by God. So basically, wherever God leads this organization, dito na siya padulong. But para sa ako, I will be happy nga this organization will be also be productive, especially on social enterprise aspect, that kay diri pod sa Pray CdeO, I have learned a lot, especially on myself nga I need to step up with the challenges nga maabot. For example, like 10 years ago, that was 2007. 10 years ago, I was just a happy-go-lucky artist. And then karon, I have to think in an entrepreneurial aspect na pod kay, di ba, like dili man sa permanente lang happy-go-lucky lang ka, di ba? So I have to really consider, and right now I'm really learning unsaw na siya. Actually, you caught us in the transition.
So like, is it safe to say like in the next 5 years, the artists would still have that passion in them, but at the same time, they themselves would know how to like utilize their talents, that they would be able to support themselves na?
I would really like to see in the next 5 years that we will be capable in handling our business aspect also, so that we can conquer the world.
Coming up next, can you like share with our viewers who know they're interested to know more about this Art for Rice?
Yes, Art for Rice, again, as I said, no, it is intended, no, to help the farmers in these affected areas.
Tugkara ang tanghaga sa Kristohanong kinabuhi. Kutlua ang mga pagtulunan nga naghatod og kalinaw. Ang kuna ang inspirasyon sa pagkinabuhi nga adunay kasiguruhan sa kapasayloan sa sala. Diha lamang kang Kristo. Uban ka namo dinhi lang sa Takna sa Pagtuon matag Biyernes alas 6:30 sa gabi. Subaybayi ang Takna sa Pagtuon.
In today's developing world, appreciation of arts tend to decline because of the new existing forms of entertainment. We tend to forget the worth and importance of our own culture because we prefer to choose and appreciate other cultural wave rather than our own. Many Filipino artists and performers continuously preserve and maintain the Filipino culture through different works of art. This includes Mr. Hobart Savior, an advocate of promoting cultural arts in the mainstream. His story revolves how passion turns into great performance.
I'm busy now organizing Art for Rice. No? It's actually a performance forum and donation campaign.
Okay.
This is practically for the farmers in Kidapawan, Maguindanao, and some parts of Sarangani provinces. So practically the farmers in Mindanao who are actually affected by El Nino. No?
That's so nakaka-blessed. That's why. Yeah, you had already like 2 shows, no? So Art for Rice, and then you will have it by...
the last performance will be on May 6.
Can you like share with our viewers who knows they're interested to know more about this Art for Rice?
Yes. Art for Rice, again, as I said, no, it is intended, no, to help the farmers in these affected areas. Ang nindot ani because our first 2 legs were in Xavier University, April 18 and 19. 3 legs pala, and then April 23. No? So what we did was to have it practically as our celebration of the National Literature Month. So April is National Literature Month. So we focus on having literary artists and musicians, no, to showcase their talents, and at the same time we were able to, of course, get donations from the viewers, from the audiences, and well, we have ample amount, no, to really give it to the farmers there. Now, for May, shall I say 6, naging August bigla. For May 6, it will be in Capital University. So this time now, it's multi-sectoral and at the same time interinstitutional. So we have artists from Liceo, artists from Capital University, and from the community as well. So we will all be there.
Then you also had like Cinemagis.
Yeah.
You're the brainchild of Cinemagis.
Yes.
Okay. Can you share with us how did it start?
Actually, in 2008, I joined Xavier University. Prior to joining Xavier University, I was with Liceo, di ba, from 2002 to 2005. So in Liceo, I created already Cine Arte. It is actually a world cinema film festival where we showcase the art films of the world. No? And then I transferred to IIT. I also brought Cine Arte there and came up with a competitive film festival there. We also called it Cine Arte. But when I joined Xavier, before joining Xavier pala in 2007, Father Noel Baba, he was actually the assistant to the President on Culture and the Arts here in Xavier. He also already established Cinemagis, but that was only a World Cinema Showcase, not a competition. So when I joined Xavier in 2008, I thought of really transforming it into a competitive or a competition. Now it's not just a showcase. So we call it now the Digital Short Film Festival in Northern
Mindanao. This would be like talents from Mindanao.
Yes, from Northern Mindanao. So what I did to the World Cinema premiere, I transformed it into Cinemulat. So I do it, we do it actually every December. So that's now our controversial film festival. So kaya Cinemulat siya. No? So the objective here is that to showcase films that are controversial for educational purposes. Yes. So para siyang Tapos gumawa din ako ng isa pang film festival. We call it Cinedukasyon. So it's more on educating. Yeah, so the purpose there is for us to educate. Hindi naman siya lahat controversial, pero it's a point where film as literature, film as educational.
As a platform of discussion for the learners.
So going back to Cinemagis, it is now 8th year, last January. So it's going to move on to its 9th year next January. So maganda siya because it has a student category, a professional category, and it has also the various awards, and it's supported by the National Commission for Culture and the Arts. And well, some patrons also here in the community, like of course SM City, Cagayan de Oro. So sila talaga yung aming co-prod, the co-producer of the
Cinemagis. And the Cinemagis is also like a platform for our local artists to showcase their talents in Cinema Region.
Yes. I'd like to inform you that the public as well that Cinemagis is the stepping stone to Cinema Rion. So, because it's a flagship project of the National Committee on Cinema, so it's one of the cinemas in the regions, for example. So the winners and the best films lugar, whether it's not a winner or, but basta it qualifies to the Cinema Rion curatorial work, so it will be shown there as a part of the, what do you call it, showcase features, no, of the festival. Now, ang maganda nito kasi it celebrates the regional cinema. So it's not anymore kasi kung sabihin mo indie, there are indie that are actually in the center, no, very centric Manila. But here, indie films that are actually in the regions.
The concept of Cinemagis targets the work of filmmaking enthusiasts, which aims to develop artistic skills and come up with plausible film vis-a-vis to the Filipino culture. As the director of Cinemagis, Hobart dealt with different implications of the festival, evidently end up in producing great talents and artists. When did you start into like getting interest into arts or into theater? We were.
Yeah. I think that when I was still in the womb of my mother.
Okay.
Maybe I've danced already and sang and filmed perhaps and directed inside her womb. But well, practically when I was young, at the age of 7 years old, I engaged myself already into the performing arts. My grandfather was an actor in the radio programs in Cebu, and together with my grandmother, in fact, like my grandmother's friends were Gloria Sevilla, Caridad Sanchez, so perhaps, it's there already in the blood. Yeah, but however, my grandparents were not into the showbiz na because they were just there as part of the crew, actors, they just remained in Cebu. And then now they moved to Cagayan de Oro and have their own families. So maybe the fulfillment of their dreams is like in my way of actualizing the way the art is actually running into my veins. So another thing is that perhaps I'm destined by God now to really embark myself into the art world. No? May it be in the performing arts, may it be in the literary arts as well, and also in the visual arts, and also in cinema. So I am really more of an artistic director and at the same time an arts manager and arts administrator. So I balance a sense of the artistic and the management aspect. So I'm so happy that I'm a manager and at the same time an artist as well. So nurtured also by experience in elementary and in high school. If I could very well remember that, my parents, my father once wanted me to really, play basketball and baseball. I even had my own jersey, but I was so focused really into, creating something and telling stories and, dancing and whatnot. So I stayed focused. I never regretted basketball, but well, I could have been a millionaire now, yeah. But the arts really had me a very wonderful fulfillment.
This is your passion. It's inside.
So it's inside out fulfillment and like God, no, I was able to create. No? So I just lived out the way how God is ascribed to be the creator, of the world, of the universe. Siguro the humility aspect is also very important. I became I don't know if I would say I'm a solid artist, but I would say that I'm a grounded artist because of humility. Many challenges were there in the pursuit of the arts, but because you stay grounded and humbled, and of course you are mentored, and when you are mentored and you fortify yourself from rejections and criticisms because you accept them and at the same time morph to become better. Yes. Sabi nga nila, no, there'll be no diamonds without polishing them. There'll be no olive oils without crushing the olives. So I've been through these things. No? So these are the point why, these are the points or the engagements why I cannot stop.
Despite all his triumphs and accomplishments as an artist, Hobart had also encountered challenges, both personal and institutional experiences, which became his motivation to continue doing what he is passionate about and works for a cause.
The pursuit here is that you have to understand that there's so much in the world that artistic abundance will give you. So parang there's no point of insecurity, there's no point of how do you call this, competing, because there's so much room for everyone.
Yes.
Art is so abundant. So I think that's one of the challenges, because in the past we were so headstrong on what is really our niche, what is our form, and we end up like we missed to the point that, you know, the field is so open and so vast. What does it take is just to create, you know, because the risk is something that one should be able to enjoy with, no? Rather than having the risk for you to become a destroyed and disturbed and distracted and deconstructed artist, no? So personally, the creativity that I have is a journey of construction, deconstruction, and reconstruction, because time and space and you know, the realm of creativity is boundless. I have my own falls, my own. I stood up, you know, I recollected myself, pero human as I am, no, I also transcend from my person to the environment that I have. So I always ask myself, what is this art for? Does this serve the society? Will this really tell the community that it will also be their own story? Because somehow the personal story can also be universal, you know, something like that. So I also deal with critics. I also deal with, you know, rejections. I also deal with unjust vexations. I also deal with unfair people. We call them crazy makers of your life. I have to have, you know, with that personal grounding, I have to have a good perspective of turning them into my advantage.
Yes.
You know?
Okay. So do not be overcome, overwhelmed by
if
those.
These are creative losses because they're out of rejections and mga detractors lugar. Let's create them as a point of opportunity to create. If they don't like this, then we create something better.
Yes.
You know, it only mirrors that way.
The field of cultural art has so much to offer. It needs complete involvement in order to see the value of arts in the society and to deeply understand our existing culture. One of his targets is the youth, how he will transcend the common appreciation of social media to the appreciation of cultural arts, bringing our culture in the mainstream. And you are an advocate for that.
Yeah.
Diba? You're cool. The challenges is there. Like, wouldn't you be tired and would say like, I give up because I have spent my life like years and then.
So my advocacy and my purpose here is to make it more accessible, bringing arts and culture closer to the community. It is non-insular. It's something that is so horizontal, you know. It is something that is accessible. It is something that is reached, kumbaga. Therefore, what to do here is to be able to tap a lot of efforts and tap a lot of kanabang initiatives that will make arts and culture come back from its grassroots. Parang it shouldn't be from here to there. It should be from the community to up. Parang ganun. Personally, I will not be tired. I would say so that, well, this is the kind of life that I am trying to live. And each day I want to make it better. Therefore, there are a lot of steps there. One is to nurture my own artistic self. I have to nurture also and protect my own artist child within. Because I am also vulnerable, you know, to the failures that I might see. I'm also vulnerable and affected to perhaps the conditions of our time and our environment. Even with the support from the community, like the higher structures, like the government, the bureaucracy, will they really give us support or whatnot? But only one thing I would like to say that, you know, thank you for recognizing this, but I want this how do you call this, ode to God, no? Because this is really from Him. Parang, ang point na ko, Manggod, I think I am not the only one doing this. There are so many of us. The multiplying effect of this is something that will strengthen us. And that in my own case, because I dissolved myself, I don't want to say it's my, I, I, me, and myself. When you become selfless, then you are no longer affected, because ego is dissolved, set aside. And we're doing this not because of our own sake. We're doing this because we want the community to really see that there's so much hope, at least in the sector where we're good at.
What's next for you? Like, say, 5 years na sa
Okay.
Okay, in the next 5 years.
Yes.
What do we see of Bart?
Yes, I got renewed as the director of Savior Center for Culture for the next 3 years. Yeah. Our focus, hopefully, is on reviving the works of Father Francisco Demetrio, on focusing folklore as a point of understanding again of who we are, because which defined most of our world now was actually our folklore.
True.
Yeah, our indigenous knowledge and our indigenous stories. So we'd like to focus on that. And of course, I will have a lot of productions this year. I'm actually writing my dissertation. I'm supposed to have epics for this year, but I said I will perhaps have restaging because I will be very busy writing my book. So definitely, epics will come in 2017. And then we have to finish our films. We have Lando at Bugoy for Cinemalaya in August. In August 2016. I'm the assistant director there. The film, my job there is actually to prepare the artists, a line throw, give them their instructions and their directions and motivations, and then blocking them. And then, of course, now that I'm involved to this, I'm thankful to Mr. Pray CdeO, Cinemalaya, to Mario J. De Los Reyes, or to Farm Film Festival that I've been, Milo as well, and APED, and to Hobie for putting me part of the of the team. So another is that, well, I will not disclose this yet, but I have a film coming. But this time I will now become the artistic director or the film director. But I have not yet signed the contract.
So
there's a hesitation because mahirap siya.
But we're praying for it.
Yeah,
because
let's pray
it's like
for
the next level already.
Yes.
You're already immersed in that.
And then, of course, I have to graduate my PhD.
Oh yeah, I should be a doctor.
So, for language studies. So, these are the things. And then I'm taking things one step at a time. And of course, part of which is actually nurturing more of the youth again for the creative arts and the performing arts. And it is really my ultimate dream and calling nananawagan.
Yes.
Maybe our Christian friends who are really fortunate in their lives. I'm really looking for a patron who could really give me a theater. So I could really regularly create my own
we'll pray that will happen
production.
Soon.
That's why I would have wanted to transform Capistrano as the Broadway district of Cagayan de Oro. That's my plan.
1 Peter 4:10 says, "As each has received the gift, use it to serve one another as good stewards of God's varied grace." Well, that's it for us this time. We hope today's story reminded us that our talents are our tools to nurture our brethren and our respective communities. For more of our stories and tips, visit our Facebook page. That's www.facebook.com/inharmonytv. And we'd like to thank you for your continued patronage as well as our media partners who unwaveringly supported us. Together, we can build a community of proactive stewards. Again, this is Angel Ascuna Cullera. Let us remember, we only have one earth. Let us care and share. Live in harmony. Two of the servants. Upon returning, the master asked what they did with the talents. Today's story is about nurturing the passion and dedicating one's talents. Time pa. Hold on. Done. Making a positive change in the community. Di ko ganahan. And effecting. Hold on. Balik ko